Awesome. So now we're going to go through our Facebook page imagery. So this is going to be critical for your page because this really determines what people see when they go onto your page. Both the profile and the cover image are going to make up your page imagery, and they're going to be all throughout the site and really prominent on your Facebook page. So we're going to make sure we pay a lot of attention to what we're uploading, pay attention to what we want people to feel when they come onto our Facebook page, and even direct them with our call to action, which I will keep reminding you that we need to figure out the purpose of our Facebook page, and then every characteristic will be pulled back to try and streamline the funnel to get people to take the action you want in your call to action. So we're going to go through the cover image and the profile photo, which are the two main graphics that are going to make up the imagery of your Facebook page. And we're going to start with the cover image. Now, the cover image is the largest thing on your page. It's also the first thing that people will notice. It's on the right-hand side and it's really big and will span the whole side of your Facebook page. We actually came across an eye tracking study that discovers that users spend more time looking at your cover image than on your wall, on your posts, and on your ads combined. So it's going to be super critical in order to optimize our Facebook page into a power page that we pay a lot of attention to cover image. So let's go through a few strategies that you need to be sure you're doing in order to optimize your cover image. The first thing you need to do is you need to make sure it's in the correct dimensions. Now, Facebook is constantly updating their dimensions and constantly updating what their page looks like. So instead of telling you exactly the dimensions that are currently available, make sure you click on the download section of this lecture and we'll give you a free template where you can just put your photo or put whatever image you're using as your cover image into this template, and it'll be the most up-to-date dimensions that Facebook is currently using. The second thing, you need your cover image to be a small file size. So when you're saving your file, if you're getting a graphic designer to make your file, and we'll be going through that in the next lecture, how to get your cover image and profile image perfect, how to actually make them. But for now, you need to remember that less than 100 kilobyte is going to be ideal for the quickest loading speeds. You don't want someone to come onto your Facebook page and have to wait a really long time before your Facebook images start loading. So for both your cover and your image sizing, you may need to run it through a program that's going to make it smaller file size, but not take away any of the image quality. Now, you can also do, and this is relatively new aspect of Facebook, you can also upload cover image videos. So instead of a photo being your cover image, you can actually use a video. So we're going to be going through that together and showing you some examples of how you can use a video on your Facebook page. So really, really important, you need to ask yourself these two questions when coming up with your cover image strategy. So you can either ask yourself, how do you want people to feel when they get to your Facebook page? What sort of vibes do you want them to feel? What is your brand's feeling? Remember, this is a home for your business or your brand online. So whatever your business or brand is about, whatever vibes you want to give out around your business or brand, you need to match that with your Facebook page. And secondarily, and almost you can use both of these questions at the same time in an advanced way, what do you want people to do? So again, we want to remember our call to action and our page purpose, because we can direct people to take that call to action using our images, specifically our cover image. So let's go through a few examples together. These are some pages that I've come across that do really, really well in having people feel emotions and things that the company wants to portray as part of their brand. So the first one is the Norwegian Cruise Line. And of course, you can see this beautiful picture. It's done a lot of Photoshop, a lot of post-production in here to make the water look that crazy. But it's just a Norwegian cruise line heading out to sea, heading out on a holiday. And you can see anyone who looks at this photo is immediately just going to be excited to go on a cruise and go on a holiday and go swimming. So they do a really good job of making the user on this page just crave a cruise and crave this holiday vibe. Whole Foods. So everybody knows Whole Foods. Whole Foods is like a really healthy supermarket. You can see they've gone really simple, really nice colors, sort of like an autumny fresh color. And they're using fresh fruit. So obviously there's a variety of fresh fruit across this cover image. And you really do get the vibe of just like delicious, fresh food. We want to go shopping. We want to go buy these fruit for ourselves to enjoy. Now, Nike is a simple one. And in your discovery, your as you watch along, you need to be making sure you're looking at your competitors and looking at the people you came up with as people who you want to replicate and be inspired by. Nike is always a good one to look at because they always take the very simple road, which is a very effective strategy on Facebook. But you can see they've just used their brand slogan just in text, as you could do the same, and they've just put it across the screen, just do it. Very simple, very effective, and makes you feel like you are on Nike's page. Once again, The Honest Company, a great company. Now this is appealing to women, this is appealing to mums, and these are the vibes. You can see makeup, you can see she's in a dressing gown, she's holding a baby, she's got the baby products, it's like a light blue color scheme, so really good at giving off that vibe. The last one I want to go through is actually a video. So this is a taste made video, and we can click play. I'll just turn my sound down, and you can see that it very effectively is showing you just delicious food, delicious recipes, and it captures your attention. The thing I want to point out here too is it's a 37-second video. So you get between 20 and 90 seconds if you're using a video. It needs to be 1080 in order for Facebook to accept it. So it needs to be very HD. And the good thing about having a 20 to 90 second video that captivates attention like this is people are going to stay on your page longer. And then they're going to be more likely to look around and more likely to take your call to action. And if you don't have a really long video, the video actually loops itself. So it's going to be on constant loop. And the other thing you want to be aware of is even though it had sound, as we heard earlier, you have to unmute it in order to hear the sound. So make sure when you're making a video, and I'll show you how to do this in the next lecture, you're not focusing on the sound because most people are going to see it as it's muted. Now, secondly, that's what you want people to feel. You want people to see that food and feel hungry or feel like they want to cook. You want to see people to see that cruise ship and feel like they want to go on a holiday. Second of all, and almost more importantly, is what do you want people to do? So what is the call to action of your page? What is the purpose of your page? What actions are you trying to get people to take? So you can see this is a great one right here. This is 12-Minute Athlete, which is an app on the App and Google Play Store, as you can tell by just their cover image. And it's prompting you to download the app. And you can see it's got a lot of social proof down the bottom right. It's got the face of the company, this lady who's created the app, being active. So it also makes you feel really active. And then it says unlock your potential and has the App Store logos on the left. So you know that you need to download the app. So not only does it make you feel the vibes that she wants to put out, but it also has a call to action to download that app. And of course, her call to action on that page was to get the app. This is one by Amy Porterfield. As you can see, it says, "Hi, I'm Amy. I teach business owners, educators, and entrepreneurs the profitable action steps of building a highly engaged email list, creating online training courses, and using online marketing strategies to sell with ease." And then her call to action of her website written there. You can see not only does it have the vibe, making people feel like, see that typewriter, the podcast, she's got a little bit of planned, a coffee and a notepad and pen, the entrepreneur lifestyle, but she's explaining what the page is for people who come across it very simply with text. And then she's got the call to action to her website, which would work very well. Now this is John Loomer. And the thing here, you can see he's got the downward arrow pointing down to his call to action button. I would make sure that you don't do this. I'd advise against it, and I'll show you a better example in the next one. The only reason I say don't do this is because on the mobile app, it comes up really funky, and also Facebook keep updating their layout. So you may want to make sure that you don't have to keep updating your cover image if you don't need to. A lot of the time, people will be able to see that button anyway, and I'll jump onto that second example. And a great example of how to actually get people to see that button a little bit more is to weight the text to the right. So you can see this is ESPN PR, and they have ESPN PR logo right over to the right above where the call to action button is, which means people are going to look over there and be more likely to see that call to action button in order for you to take action and click through to whatever they want. Now, if you don't understand exactly what that means, we're going to be going through some more live examples, and I'll show you exactly how they're doing that and how they're drawing attention to the right-hand side, which is where the call to action button is. Now, this is another video. Make sure my sound's down this time, and I'm just going to click play. So this is just a video, and you can see that they are going through and explaining what their brand is in video form. Now, these, of course, autoplay. So when someone gets to your Facebook page, this will automatically start playing. This is by Maker, M-A-K-R, which is just graphic design agency, but a very effective way of just going through and describing what your company does in video form. So you can see you want to take into account what people want to, what you want people to feel and what you want people to do. Now, go through your other lists that you've made previously and investigate what cover images they have and how they can inspire you to create yours. And then we'll go through the profile picture together. So this is also very, very important. So the profile picture will visually represent your page all throughout of Facebook. So this will be all over the Facebook site and not just on your profile page, or not on your business page, should I say. It's going to be on Messenger if you're ever interacting one-on-one with a client or a student or a customer. You're going to be using your photo to represent you. Any comment you post anywhere on any part of Facebook's site, your picture once again is going to come up. And anytime someone types your name in search results, that your photo is also coming up there. So it's very important because this is going to represent you all across Facebook's site. The second part of the profile photo is it should always be a square when uploading. So Facebook go forward, backwards and forward between, does it display your photo as a circle or does it display it as a square? Have a look to see what it's doing in your computer. It's actually geographically specific as well. So you want to make sure that it's 540 by 540, no matter what, no matter if they update their circle to square. And you want to make it bigger. So it's normally going to display at 180 by 180 pixels. But if you have 540 by 540 or above, when people click on your profile photo from anywhere on Facebook, it's going to expand to its full size and they'll be able to see your brand, your logo, whatever it is in detail. So let's go through the 3 best ways to optimize your profile picture in order to stand out from the crowd and build a lot of trust with the people who are on your page. The very first thing and the most important thing, I've underlined this, it's the only thing I've underlined in this whole module, simplicity. You definitely want to make sure your profile picture is insanely simple. We're going to go through some awesome examples, which was a lot of fun going and getting. We'll go through them together, but I'll just show you how simplicity is absolutely the game and absolutely the key when it comes to your Facebook profile picture. Now, branding and personal awareness, we'll be going through some examples here, but if you are a personal brand, make sure you have your face up close and clear for people to recognize and be able to see. And if you're a brand, you want your brand up close and clear and of course simplified. Now the third thing, and we'll be going through some examples of this, is page continuity. So not only do you want your profile picture and your cover image to match, but any other images that you're uploading on that page, you want it to be really nice and so everyone can take all the aspects together and have it really look like an amazing image masterpiece that you've put together, and it really will make your brand look much more professional. We have a great example of what not to do at the end of this lecture with your page continuity. So here are 6 really awesome examples of simplistic profile images. So at the top, you can see the big squares with the white borders. Now the white borders I've added in post just to make it stand out from this dark blue background. But you can see Tommy Hilfiger on the left. Now at the bottom are the company's actual logos. And then at the top are the company's Facebook profile photos. So you can see exactly how they've simplified their photos in order to fit the Facebook format, which is simplicity is king. So Tommy Hilfiger, they've got this really cool, almost like a belt loop that's almost 3D rendering of their logo. They've taken out the text because you don't want much text, if any, in your profile photos. You can see with Starbucks. So Starbucks, you can see the actual logo has Starbucks coffee written in it, but their Facebook profile image has taken that out and zoomed in on the inner circle just to keep it much more simple. Mashable is a great example of that too, and Udemy. You can see instead of using their brand name, which is pretty simple, and they're pretty simple logos on both sides, they've actually opted to use just the first letter of their brand name, which I would highly recommend because the more simple you can get, the better, the more identifiable you become on Facebook, and the easier it is for people to look at. You don't want it to be crowded, you don't want it to be overcomplicated. Simplicity is definitely the key. So Dunkin' Donuts, if you have a product-oriented business, you can see instead of using just your brand name, throw your product in there. So Dunkin' Donuts is using a coffee, a cool looking animated sort of coffee cup full of coffee that looks delicious. with a exclamation mark on the side. So I'm guessing that's got to do something with their logo. And if you have a product or you have something very specific and recognizable with your brand, I'd recommend also considering using the product as your profile image like this, but I wouldn't go, once again, too complicated and have a big background and a complicated product. Definitely you want to stick with simplicity. And of course, Disneyland, they've used their castle, which is easy, recognizable. It's also a better fit into that square or circle, whatever Facebook are using at that point in time. And it's just a very simple, and I want to point out, I guess, on all of these photos, color-wise, you can see there's very much, the most colorful one is probably Dunkin' Donuts, which has maybe 4 colors, 5 colors in there. Starbucks have 2 colors, Mashable 2 colors, Udemy 2 colors, Tommy Hilfiger basically 3 colors, and Disneyland 3 different shades of blue. So keep the colors to a minimum on yours as well to not overcomplicate it. Now, if you're a personal brand, such as, once again, the 12-Minute Athlete app, if you're the face of your brand, definitely put a close-up, clear picture of you as your profile image. So you can see 12-Minute Athlete has done exactly this. Once again, the vibe is sporty, the vibe is fitness. Michelle Obama, you can see she's dressed up really nicely, she's smiling. Looking away from the camera is always a good thing as well. It makes it look much more of a candid photo. Taylor Swift, she's used a album cover, should I say, as her image, which again is her face close up and the name of her album in the top left. Once again, this may be getting too complicated, but just an idea. If you do want to put some filters or something over the front of your image, that's also very acceptable as long as it looks simple and as long as it looks really cool like this does. And then I included Tom Bilyeu here, who owns Quest Nutrition. And you can see what he's done with the background here is he's actually put a really bright blue behind his face, meaning on search results and when he comments, he's going to stand out and have people identify his page, click through to it, and maybe click a like, follow, or follow his call to action, wherever he wants you to go, just by standing out a little bit and photoshopping in that bright blue. So that's also something for you to consider. Now I want to go through the page continuity really quickly, and then we can jump into making these graphics and putting it up on your Facebook page. So page continuity is very important, and I have 3 really good examples by 3 big brands. Nike, everything's black and white, it's 2 colors, it's so simple, and it's center aligned. Very, very easy. Now Google is a little bit more complex. It doesn't quite look as good here on this Facebook slide because we have a dark blue slide, but actually on Facebook, the Google G looks very, very simple and not as white. And then they have a really cool color schemed, little coffee shop, little cake shop with all the Google logos in there. Like you can see the Places, the Gmail, the Google Photos, Google Chrome. So that's all placed in there and all under the color scheme of Google, which looks great. And then this one was my favorite actually. We came across Audi, who just have the black, and you can see what they've done is they've faded the black to color to make it look a little bit nicer. Instead of just jumping from a black to a color image, they've got a black fade in where it's dark on the left-hand side, which is next to the profile image, and then goes into a really cool high definition photo of one of their cars. Now, I want to end on this, what not to do. Basically, this person, I won't name them here, but you can probably find them. They've done everything we don't recommend. So their profile image is actually a photo of a video of them on a computer screen. They're not close up. They're not easily identifiable. It's not simple. It's not a great profile photo at all, and it doesn't help people trust them. Now, their cover image on the right is a lot better. You can see they put a lot of more effort into this, but once again, it's the wrong dimensions. You can see it's much shorter on the side. It's too much text, so it's a little bit overcomplicated. The thing they do really well, I'll give them credit for, is the call to action. So you can see, and they don't really have quite too much of a call to action on here, but you can see they want the call to action of their page is to get people to join their live events on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. That they do really well, but everything else, the continuity, the simplicity, everything is not really done well at all. And you don't want your page to look like this. It'll cost you a lot of money and a lot of customers' trust. Cool. With that done, I'm going to end on a much nicer looking photo. We'll jump across and we'll explain how you can get these photos on your own page really simply and really cheaply.